Ji, Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Gouhar Pirzada, and I'm recording this video to give my message for the New Year's. And I recently found out this concept of a model for happiness, which it was interesting to see universities abroad are offering postgraduate qualifications in well-being and happiness. Actually, happiness, masters in happiness, which was interesting, and I came across this concept, which I want to share with you for this New Year message. This is called the SPIRE model of happiness. So I'm going to talk about this SPIRE model of happiness, and the word SPIRE, as we know, it is within the word respire, which means to breathe, which means to live. So a very interesting model that I'm going to share with you. Let me just quickly explain you each component of the model. So SPIRE is a combination of 5 things starting from the words S, P, I, R and E. The very first one is S, and S is basically for the spiritual side. And when we say spiritual, that means how mindfully or how peacefully we live in life, and how peacefully and mindfully we enjoy the moment. As we usually say that wherever you go, go with your full heart. So it's the way how spiritually you're involved in everybody. For example, when you look into an animal and you look into the eyes of the animal, you don't find that as a beast or just an animal, but you feel it to be a living being. Similarly, the care that you give to plants, so you try and see them as living beings. So you embed everything spiritually, and you experience that, which actually lays the foundation of happiness. The second component of this model Aspire is P, and by P we mean the physical side. And when we say physical, which means that how concerned you are with your physical being, how careful you are about your health, and how you tap into the connection between mind and body, which means that it is the mind that gives the message, and the message is then executed or performed by the parts of the body. So it is how connected you are, how careful you are about your physical being. The third component of this model is I, and I is for intellectual. And when we say intellectual, this means how open you are to different experiences that gives you the idea of learning, that give you the possibilities of learning. And it could be either in a formal setting or an informal setting. Any source through which we raise and enhance our intellectual spirit and our wisdom and our tendency to learn new things. It could be an experience of reading a book or a magazine or watching a film, or traveling could be a lifetime experience for enhancing our intellectual side, or meeting people with diversified backgrounds. So it's that part that we have to take care of. The fourth component of this model is R, which is again one very profound component of the model, which is relational. And by relational, we mean how good you are in understanding your own self first, and then others as well. As they say that if you do not enjoy your own company, you would probably never enjoy anywhere. So it's liking your own self first of all, and then trying and connect with other living beings as well. I'll quote here this concept of I went to Bali this year, and it was an amazing experience. It's beautiful. And on the airport, I was reading a concept, the phenomena, the Balinese concept of try hita karana. I always quote that. Try hita karana. The concept is that every living human being has 3 relationships. So we've got this, we tend to live in the triangle of 3 things. Our relationship with our creator, the relationship with nature, and the relationship with other fellow beings. So again, it's the relational side through which we have to make sure that we balance every aspect of it. The last component of this model is E, and E is emotional. And when we look at it in emotional background, that means that we tend to feel every emotions, and life is a combination of all the ups and downs, the bad things and the positive, the negative things. So it is basically the tendency through which you tend to get back from the negative side of experience, and you know how resilient you are, and you tend to become more positivity. You acquire that element of positivity. So my message to everybody at the end of this year is to focus on all 5 areas: your spiritual side, your the tend to words of the courage, the careful tendency that you need to take about the physical side, the intellectual side, the relational side, and the emotional side. So I wish you all a very happy and progressive new year, and I'll tend to close my message with 3 magical words I usually use: love, peace, and respect. Thank you everyone, and God bless you.